G'day and welcome to the 40 channel. There is nothing more frustrating than being able to driving at night, turn your lights on and, well, pull your headlights on and you have no lights. But your high beams are working, so there's obviously an issue. The issue is the blinker and high beam stalk. The power is coming up into it when you pull your light switch on, but it's not getting to your lights. We're going to look at how to fault find that and how to fix it or how to replace it for an aftermarket unit. Let's get straight into it. Right, so we've pulled up the wiring diagram, and as you can see here, you pull your switch onto the headlights, and all that does is now sends power through your high beam switch so that the lights can work. Now, if that switch is faulty, well, your headlights aren't going to work, but your high beams will. And it's no good driving around on high beams because you're just going to upset every other driver that's coming straight at you. Right, the first thing you need to do is remove your steering wheel. Now, yes, I have upgraded mine to an 80 series steering wheel because nothing on Minty is standard. Everything on it is basically upgraded except for the original wiring setup. So this steering wheel puller, I basically just made it very simple. I ended up slotting that hole so it would fit multiple models. There's actually a video on how I made this steering wheel puller from way back early in 40 channel history. Righto, there's our assembly right there. Now that's what's not working. Our high beams work, but our headlights don't work. So, just take off the surround now. Right, now we need to unplug the wiring. So just trace the wiring back. Now your wiring's not going to be as messy as this because I've got the Ford barrow wiring attached to all this as well, but find your wiring, unplug it all, and then we can pull it straight out. There is just enough room to be able to pull it up through. Like that. Now the wiring looks in really good condition, and this looks like an aftermarket one that's already been in here. So anyway, let's pull off the main unit and we'll have a bit of a look at it. We'll check it with a multimeter too, see what's going on. Righto, 3 more Phillips head screws. Now it could be as simple as dirty terminal. If it is, that's good, but anyway, we'll find out. Slide it off. I don't really see anything on face value, but let's go into the shed and check it all out, see what's going on. So as you can see here on the wiring diagram, you can see that the power comes in through the main switch, the one on the dash. You pull that switch, and all that really essentially does is sends power to the high beam switch, which then sends it down to your headlights. Now, if these wires are buggered or this plug is broken, but more than likely what's happened is something in here, the soldering or the wiring in here has been damaged. Well, it's not going to send the power down through here, back out here to your headlights, but your high beams will continue to work. Righto, so now we know that there's power coming in and then power coming straight out when we turn on our light switch. We need to determine whether or not that power is there. So when you're looking at your big 6-pin plug, normally it's the middle wire is your feed in and out on your far left wire if you're looking at from the back side. So let's just check We've got our multimeter on tone. And we have nothing. All right, so let's just determine whether, first thing we want to determine is make sure that there's no broken wires. So that's clear. Righto, so there's no broken wires. Obviously our problem's up here in this little section right here. We need to figure out why the power's not getting through so our headlights aren't coming on. But we're getting power up here, it just can't get through to our top wire right here to feed down into here. For some reason, our power is getting through here. As you can see, this little buzz bar. But just under here, this buzz bar, even though it's touching, it's not getting power to it. So our problem is here. Should flow through this one, and these are touching all the time, and it should be coming down this one here, this one underneath, but it's not flowing between here and here for some reason. Righto, this is how sensitive. We've got our tone multimeter plugged into this wire at the other end, so you can see we've got a tone. On the bottom one, we should have a tone. But if I touch this with my finger, just bringing it down, look at that. We have a problem just in here somewhere. We might be able to just bend it up just so it has a better contact. Might be just a contact issue. There we go. So all it was were these two contactors right here were just not quite touching. What a simple little quick fix that was. But essentially now you know how to pull this out, what to look for if you're having a problem. If you aren't getting a full connection between the top and the bottom buzz rails, then you know there's an issue. If you've got a broken solder or a broken wire, that would be your issue. Now you can just buy these as a direct replacement, but be warned, the wiring could be wrong at the other end, and you might need to just change the plugs around a little bit. Right, to get full confirmation that our power is coming in and out, we need to just basically do the same thing, but check down here. Look at that. So now we have free flowing power for our light switch. Let's go put it all back in. Righto, now obviously installation is just exactly the same except just in reverse. Righto, before we put the steering wheel or anything else back on, it makes a lot of sense to make sure that everything works, and we want to check it, don't we? So let's just pull the switch and see if the lights come on. How good is that? So all it was a loose terminal and a little bit of a buzz bar. So that has saved us buying a brand new one. Now, you can buy brand new aftermarket ones, which this one I suspect already is, but mate, that's fantastic. Righto, now, if you've made it this far in the video and you haven't pulled anything apart yet, I highly recommend before you pull the steering wheel off, just to put a little bit of a paint pen mark or texture mark so that when you go to put it back on, it goes back in the same spot, because I'm actually just guessing. I'm pretty sure it was pretty straight. Anyway, let's put it on there. If we need to adjust it later, well, we need to adjust it later. Just making sure that's done up nice and firm too. Righto, so that is it. So hopefully that has really helped you guys out, because there is nothing more frustrating than driving your 40 Series LandCruiser and it's getting dark, you turn your lights on and nothing happens. So hopefully that's helped you guys out, whether you can either fault find and repair what you've already got, which we were able to do today, or at least know how to pull it off and swap it out for an aftermarket one. But remember, be aware, double check all your wiring to make sure that it's correct from the aftermarket to the genuine one, because there is always a little bit of an issue there. Anyway, until next time, take care of yourselves.